We have been really fortunate over the years to feature a couple of GOATs on the Howie Games podcast feed. Kelly Slater, the best surfer of all time. You can hear Kelly's full episode on the Howie Games podcast feed. You can also see some of Kelly's work right here on the YouTube channel. But we also featured, and I was pumped about this, the GOAT skateboarder, Tony Hawk, the best of all time, right here on the show. When you think of skateboarders, you often think pretty relaxed characters, loose cannons, in, away. But Tony explained how much discipline is required to become a true skateboarding god.
Do you still skate today, and how much do you skate?
It's funny. I've been, ever since COVID and sort of being stuck at home, I've been skating more than ever. And so that's been the strange silver lining to all of this chaos, is that I've finally kind of got back in my groove, and I've literally skated every day over the last week.
And you're just past 50 now. Where are you compared to your prime? And do you get out on your skateboard, and is there things you used to be able to do that you can't do that now frustrate you, or it's just part of the process of life, do you reckon?
It's a little bit of both. There are tricks that, it's not that I can't do them, it's that I just don't want to do them because I know the risk factor. I know what it's going to take to get there, to actually make it. And I don't want to put my body through that anymore. And I feel like there's no big reward to it either. It's like, well, you just did that to say you can still do it, but it's not going to really give me that satisfaction that I crave in skating, that buzz. But definitely there are tricks. I mean, it's a perfect example is today I did a heel flip in the air, which is not a big deal in the skate world in terms of vert skating or ramp skating. I haven't done one in almost 10 years.
Huh.
I tried it nonstop for like 3 days.
Did you?
Yeah. And I finally did one, there was not to any fanfare or not to big accolades, but it was important for me to know I could still do something like that.
So that drive is still there, that you're prepared to spend 3 days trying to nail something now.
Yeah. And do this to my shin.
Give us a look. What do you got there? Oh, Tony, what are you doing, man?
That was today. That was like 2 hours ago.
What's it?
But I made it.
Well, that might define why you got to where you are. I want to talk to you about the specifics. Well, let's do it now. And you could take the whole hour and a half to answer this, I guess. But what makes a good skater? What do you need to have in your armory to be good on a skateboard?
Discipline, perseverance, and creativity.
Wow.
And I think that there are plenty of people who are not naturals on a skateboard, especially their first time out, me included. When I first started skating, I was not good at it. There wasn't some great big bell that went off that I thought, oh, this is it. This is my calling. This is what I have to do. It wasn't until I went to a skate park about a year into skating and saw people flying around, and I thought, I want to do that. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I want to figure out how to fly like they do. And there are plenty of people that have a natural ability but don't have the determination or the drive or the perseverance. So I think it's more about having that grit and having that drive and that desire to reach certain goals is what makes a good skater.
There's a couple of things you mentioned there. Why discipline? What needs to be disciplined to be good?
The idea that you're going to go out and spend so much energy and so much time failing over and over and over and over, but you have the discipline to push through that to get to that one that you're going to actually do and make. And sometimes that's the only one you're ever going to make. But you have to be disciplined in yourself to be able to get there. I mean, like I said, I was trying this trick for the last 3 or 4 days. Every time I left the ramp, I left it as a failure. But I had the discipline to come back and try again.
So how do you deal with failure?
Well, at some point, you have to just suck it up. Sometimes this is not going to happen. And you have to accept that. And then that gives you a sense of your limitations. And that's okay. I know that I have plenty of limitations at my age now, so that's fine with me. And to have that acceptance is important. To you go through the stages of like, you get frustrated, you get angry, and then at some point you're in denial that you're in denial of the fact that maybe you'll never make it. It's like, I'm going to do it. But at some point, maybe you're not going to do it, and move on. Because if you dwell on this one failure, it sucks all the success out of you.
Hey guys, Howie here. Thank you so much for watching the Howie Games YouTube channel. We appreciate your support. Now, if you want to hear the full podcast, you can just click on the link directly below. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which would be fantastic, bang, click right there. And if you want to see more clips, highlights and updates from the Howie Games, just go that way. Thanks so much. As always, take it easy and peace and love.